So again, some of the yesterday's important points we will repeat. How could the notions such as teacher, etc. disappear? Shasta is the guru. Shishya, and Shastram is the knowledge. How these things disappear, he says. For the purpose of instructions, these have been told, when knowledge is attained, duality ceases to exist. That was the answer. Then again he told, so far this abhideya pradhana, that is, the name is Om for Brahman, and the form and name are not different, and the taking into consideration more the Brahman, abhideya, so far it has been explained in the last 7 verses. Self-explained, having 4 quarters. Why? What is the object? To indicate by Om. And again he says, the Om is the Atman and it is the name, it is not different from Brahman. So, in last 7 stanzas, he has explained the form of Brahman. And now, he wants to explain the name. Quarters of the self are the letters of Om. That also he told. By the knowledge of merging the states, both of the individuals as well as the combined, one gets established in Atman. So, in the individual self, we have to merge the waking state into dream, dream into sleep, sleep into Atman, Turiya. And as well as in combined, Vishwa into Virat, and Tejasa into Sutratman, and then the Prajna into Ishvara. And then this Prajna also into the Atman. This is called understanding. See, by, say, merging the individual states into the Atman and the combined forms into the Brahman, what you have to establish? That he is telling, the knowledge. What is the knowledge? By the knowledge of merging the states, both of the individual as well as combined, one gets established. See, there are 2 things. One is meditation or upasana on Om, and another thing, to know and experience. So, yesterday also he told, those who are, say, forward students, Uttama Adhikari, he not only merges these things and he knows in the sense he experiences the Atman. So, here merging is told to have the knowledge, and those who cannot get established in this particular knowledge say knowing mentally that the Paroksha Brahman is there, and then afterwards getting established in it by Sravana, Manana and Nididhyasa. Those who cannot do this, for them he says, they have to do the abstract meditation on Om.
The what? The one word I missed. The
Abstract meditation. That is, in Sanskrit it is called bhavana, not simply belief, rather we can say the emotions, good emotions. So, but by this abstract meditation, they go to only Brahmaloka. They get karma mukti, but not here itself. So, here the Omkara has been explained to realize here and now our own consciousness. Yesterday I was telling the followers of knowledge, Jnana Yogins, they say no upasana is there, no meditation. Simply know and get established. The others, then he asks, those who meditate on the letter A as Om, giving more preference for A, that is external word, then some result has been given, he becomes the foremost of the society members and he gets whatever he wants in the worldly things. Like this, many results have been given. What will happen to the results? The opponent asks, if you say there is no meditation, where these all may this go? Then finally he told, you see, subsidiary results is to praise the chief means. Subsidiary results have been told. What for? For the praise of the chief means. That is why the followers of knowledge, they say, knowledge is the foremost thing. Rite jnana na mukti. Without knowledge, there is no release. Then, to make you understand this particular point, we have given many examples. And the commentator says, knowledge is like sunshine. Ignorance is darkness. When knowledge is there, there will not be no ignorance. And the time of gap also is not there. As soon as you take a lamp, put the light, darkness is gone. So even in Gita, Lord praises the knowledge so much. Jnani tvatpaima me matam. The man of knowledge are my own self. Jnanavan mam prapadyate. He attains me, those who are having knowledge. Jnanagni raddha karmanam bhasmasat kurute arjuna. It is only the capacity or the knowledge is having the capacity to burn all the actions. Then when we study, we are having the knowledge. That is indirect knowledge. It is called paroksha. You have to experience it. Then only it becomes aparoksha. And again, he says, the waking state, it is called all pervasiveness, has been told. And the dream state is U. And telling the the whole speech is pervaded by the letter A, and all his desires are fulfilled. He becomes the foremost of the society members like that. And telling, oh, excellency and similarities are there, he says, because he advances in the knowledge, advances the bounds of knowledge, he says. Becomes equal to the friends and foes. And the knowledge is departed to the disciples. So there is no break of the lineage of this knowledge, etc., he says. And sleep is Ma, and it measures, he says, and becomes one with the cause, knows the world as illusion, its real nature. Here the opponent asks, everybody knows about the world. So, what excellency is there in a man who is meditating on Ma as the causal? Then he told, he knows the real nature of the world. That is, it is illusion. It is only what you call, it is illusion. But whereas the ordinary people, the household people, what they think? They think that the world is only real thing. So, from morning till evening, they work hard for it. And then finally it says, the subsidiary results that have been explained on meditating this A, U and Ma are for the praise of the main means, or for realization, or for knowledge. All these things yesterday we have covered. So, what is this? Oh, it's the same thing. Whatever you are taking, the throat is as it is. Since 18 days we are taking so many things. I told you a story, see. Two brothers are there, and they are having the fields on both the sides. So the elder brother has put a pillar on the border, and he has tied his buffalo with a big rope. And the buffalo used to go to the younger brother's field and used to eat away. Then many times the younger brother has complained. Hmm? See, it is taking away, eating away all my fields. So better you put the pillar little that side. He never hears. Then he called for judgment all the people of the villages, and the main man of the village, all, all were there. And they asked first, what you want to tell the younger brother? He has told all his report. And they asked the elder brother, see, whatever the younger brother says is correct. Whatever the judges are telling is correct, but I will not move the pillar. It will be, see. So this cold is like that. Huh? You do whatever you like. I am not going to get away. In the same way, the example is given not for the cold. It is for the worldly people. They are having some convictions, some notions. They hear Vedanta, but they don't follow. So, the unreal notions, useless notions, they get established and they stick to it. You tell whatever he says. Suppose you catch hold of a communist, you tell whatever you want. The scriptures are there, Bible is there, God is there. No, I don't believe anything. But simply yes. Oh, in the same way, these householder peoples are like that. That is those who are having worldly desires. They are having, see, previously they are having some convictions, pre-notions. They don't want to get rid of them. They don't want to get rid of them. The preconcepted notions, that's why they give this example of the pillar. Everything is all right, but the pillar will be there only. Anyhow, page 349. Yes. So we have covered 11 stanzas of the Upanishad. One more stanza is there. But before that, what has been told from the 7th to 11th? Not before that. Because those 19 karikas or 18 karikas, they have already told. The meaning of the first 7 stanzas. Now, he is giving the meaning of 8th, 9th, 10th and 11th. 4 stanzas is giving. See? Atra ete sloka bhavanti. Page 349. Here follows these verses. What is here? Whatever the stanzas they told. So, the Gaudapada Acharya will be explaining only those verses. So, it is a sort of repetition. Repetition is not a false conception or false in Vedanta. Abhyasa it is called. Repetition should be there. So, we are nicely managed to forget even the stories. What to talk of the concepts, subtle concepts. We easily forget. We manage to easily forget, rather. Whatever it may be, that is left to you. So, in this particular scripture, and in almost all the scriptures, the repetition is not a mistake. Is not. Swetaketu, he has repeated, his Guru Uddalaka has repeated 9 times. But after the 9th time repetition, he has realized. But here more than 1,000 times it has been repeated.
9 times Tattvamasi.
Tattvamasi. Here follows these verses of Gaudapada. Visvasya atma vivakshayam adi samanyam utkatam mat sampratipattau syad apti samanyam evacha. Visvasya atma vivakshayam, the combination of all the grass, that is called Virat. But in the individual, say, he is called Vishwa. Identity of Vishwa, he says, with the letter A. Taking the support of the letter Om, letter in the sense it is not the letter, but the sound of the letter. This particular letter has been formed by the combination of the 3 letters, rather to say 3 sounds, A, U, Ma, O. So that the division he is telling here, the letter A is meant when the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is admitted. We have to superimpose that your identity of Vishwa with the sound A. And on that, you have to superimpose the combined grass bodies. Virat, the whole body. You have to superimpose.
So what is the real difference between Vishwa and Virat?
It is, Vishwa is a vesti belonging to a particular individual, and that is combined individuals, grass body. That's why in Gita, Virat Swarup, he says, the combination of the all grass bodies. If one tree is there, we call it a tree. If many trees are there, the whole thing we call it is a forest, or something like that. It is something like that. The combined name of all the grass bodies is called Virat. So what you are doing? The sound, you are imposing your identity of Vishwa on that. And again on that, you are superimposing the combined grass bodies. Like that, on the sound U, you are superimposing the Taijasa, that is the identity of the dream state. And again on that, Hiranyagarbha. That is combined forms of all the subtle bodies. Then on who you are combining, you are imposing the dream state called prajna, the causal form, sleep, the causal form, and then on that you are imposing Ishvara. So, simply thinking this much will not do. You have to merge this A into U into Ma, and Ma into the Amatra, where there is no sound. Om, if you utter once, you stop for a while and again you start. So the gap is called Amatra. That is called the self or Brahman, whatever you may call. So there in the individuals, the Vishwa has been dissolved into Tejasa, Tejasa into Prajna, Prajna into Turiya, Atma, self-consciousness. And in the combined forms, the Virat into Hiranyagarbha, Hiranyagarbha into Ishvara, Ishvara into Brahman. And finally, on the Atman, these three states are superimposed. On Brahman, those combined forms are superimposed. And this particular Atman is no other than that Brahman. That is called the realization, experience of the Atman. And previously I told, what you think that you will be. What you think that you will. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. So by deeply meditating, you can realize your own self. That means most of the, say, worldly people, they don't want to realize. That's why they don't meditate on the Supreme. Their mind is full of the worldly desires. So many things. After that they run. Getting up early in the morning and running for to earn money. Money and bread, bread and money. And losing one's own self. One's own self. Losing. And Atman is everywhere. It is no other than Brahman. It is within you and you are in that. So how to experience? The stumbling block in between realizing and not realizing, ignorance and knowledge, is only the mind. So merge the mind. How? By removing the desires. By removing the desires. This is all right. That's why he is telling the identity. When the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is meant, that is, when the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is admitted, common feature of being the first is seen to be obvious, as also the common feature of all pervasiveness. See, as an individual, you are having a limited adjunct body, then how can you be the all-pervasiveness? That means immediately the identifier of Vishwa should be merged with the Virat. Then only the all-pervasiveness you can think. Vishwasya atmam akarmatratvam yada vivakshate tada aditva samanyam uktanyayena utkatam udbhutam drishyate ityartha. In Sanskrit, utkatam udbhutam Ukar matra is not there. You can see. U, bhu. Yeah, better to correct it. When the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is meant, then according to the reason cited already. And he says, the reason is already cited. Adirasya vidyate. It is the beginning. A, to pronounce Om, the letter A is the beginning. Adis, Bhu, this, should be long. Bhu. The Ukar matra is not printed properly. This is called printer's devil. So the common feature of being the first becomes clear. This he has already told, he says. Atta vivakshayam ityasi vyakhyanam matra sampratipattau iti. The meaning of the words when the identity with the letter A is meant is further explained by when the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is admitted, he says. So, when you are uttering the Om, in the first letter is A, you have identified your grass form, that is Vishwa with that. Vishwa with A, you have identified. For imagination, you can simply sit and do. You need not pay any money. No physical work. Simply sit in a place and meditate. What is that? Identifying is a mental process. For that, you need not waste more energy also. You need not waste more energy. Is it not? And finally, everything we are doing for our own selves. We are not doing for others. So, be calm, control the senses, and think of your own self. When the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is admitted, since the word Cha is used, the word Utkhatam, he says, in the stanza, Matra sampratipattau syad apti samanyam evacha. Why he has written a letter Cha? That has been explained. Since the word Cha is used, the word Utkatam is obvious, is understood after the common feature of all pervasiveness. The excellency, or you can say Utkatam. Adi Samanyam, Apti Samanyam Utkatam. The common features are Vishwa, that is the identity with the grass body. It is called Vishwa, that is the beginning one, Adi, the beginning. And Apti Samanyam, the letter A is completely pervading the all speech. Without letter A, you cannot utter a word. Simply uttering consonants will not do. Vowels are to be added to make a word. So in this way, the it says, is all pervasive. And the Vishwa is also is all pervading in all the worlds, all the planets, sun, moon, stars, everything is pervaded by Vishwa, Virat. So you have to go to that extent. When you utter the grass world, with all the planets, stars, everything, they say some stars are so far away, their light has not reached Earth so far. The light of those stars have not reached Earth. When the creation has started, when the stars are created, and the light, I think, 1,80,000 miles per hour, the speed of the light, the velocity of the light, speed. 1,80,000 miles per second or so, per second. Huh? Still, that means you can understand. And when you say you have to identify yourself with such an expansion. To imagine, you can imagine anything, what is that? I am in heaven. Who is going to obstruct your idea? Who is going to obstruct your idea? So somebody asked, he says something, there is a particular fruit, it is called harad in Hindi, mirabolan something they say, in English, it is just 2 inches at best, or say 2.5 inches length. And when fellow is coming and telling, this particular fruit is 100 feet lengthy, why you are telling a lie? I am telling with my mouth, why you should bother? I am telling a lie, no doubt. But I am telling with my own mouth, why you should bother? So for imagination you need not give anything. There he is telling a lie, but here what we are doing? We are imagining. All the stars, the moon, the planets, this whole world, that is Virat. So, we are superimposing on the letter A all these things. When you go to a particular place, when you worship an idol, say take any idol, do you think just your ideas are limited to that particular statue? You are seeing the all-pervading God in that particular statue. That's why you are worshipping. So this type of superimposing is very common to us. So go little further ahead. Instead of taking a limited adjunct as God, taking the unlimited Brahman is all pervading. Remove the adjuncts and imagine. That's why he says, when the identity with the letter A is meant, is further explained, when the identity of Vishwa with the letter A is admitted, the word Cha is used, the word Utkhatam, the excellency is understood, the common feature of all pervasiveness. What is that excellency? All pervasiveness. So sit in your room and just imagine, then you are in yourself. Huh? Again he is telling, Taijasasya utta vijnane utkarsho drishyate sputam matra sampratipattav syad ubhayatvam tatha. In the event of Taijasa, at times you see, I may not be able to pronounce or see the letters properly because some cataract is there. It also, at times it is obstructing. Though I am taking some medicine just to read. So, at times I may see the spelling wrongly. In the event of Taijasa being apprehended as identical with U, that is, when the identity of Taijasa with the letter U is admitted, the Taijasa is, we call, an individual in the dream state. So he has given the Taijasa name for an individual who is dreaming. Taijasa means resplendent, full of light. Afterwards we will be getting in the Vaitathya Prakarana to prove the unreality of the world. The second chapter is started. And then he gives the example of dream. But he says the dream is not real. That's all that. But we are not going to tell that the dream is not real. Why you are telling then? That by telling the dream is not real, the resplendent Atman is proved, he says. Because you have closed your eyes, where from you are seeing the dream? Something should be there. So the dream is this, we don't want to prove. Then the self is resplendent, effulgent, self-effulgent. That we want to prove, he says. After going, it will come. So, closing the eyes, put off all the lights are put off, and still you see the light in the dream. That is the light of Atman. Tejasasya utta vijnane ukaratva vikshayam utkarsho. So he says, when the identity of Tejasa with the letter U is admitted, common feature of superiority is clear. Clearly, is seen clearly, and so too is the intermediate position. Superiority, after uttering the letter A, you utter U. So it is superior. And the A, Visva, you are enjoying the gross objects. But in the dream, in subtle forms, there is no object. You are not taking anything from the external world to see a dream. Nothing you are taking, yet you see. So that is subtle enjoyment. That is the gross objects are left and subtle impressions are enjoyed as the objects. It is. Previously I told you, I remind you, we cut the vegetables with a particular knife. But with that, you cannot have a shave. because it is a thing to cut the grass vegetables. But a razor, which is very sharp, that only is used to have a shaver, this thing. Why? It is so sharp, it simply removes all your nice hair. So, with a razor, nobody is going to cut the vegetables. Or with a vegetable cutting knife, nobody is going to take the shave. Why? This is subtler, sharper, that is gross. So the enjoyment in dream is subtler. That is why it is superior. So too, in the intermediate position, it is in between. It can go to sleep or it can come to waking state. So intermediate. तैजसस्य उत्त विज्ञाने उकारत्व विवक्षायाम उत्कर्षो दृश्यते स्फुटम स्पष्ट इत्यर्थ उभयत्वं च स्फुटमेवेति. In the event of Tejasa being apprehended as the letter U, see Tejasa you have accepted it as U. When its identity with U is meant, excellence is clearly observed. That is the meaning. The intermediate position, 2, is clear. All this should be explained as before, he says. Already we have explained. The more and more the mind becomes concentrated, it can easily understand and experience subtler things. So, those who are having many degrees, PhD, MD, BD, what so many things. You ask them, you have read so many books, read Vedanta and tell me, you cannot understand. In the beginning itself, it starts headache, feels heavy, even the head may reel. Why? Those are the knowledge of gross things. And this is the knowledge of subtler things. They are all extrovert, they are outside your body and mind. And these things are inside. So, you have to concentrate, you should possess concentration, then only you will be able to understand the subtle things. So he says the intermediate position, all this should be explained as before. In this connection, previously I told you something. I always say, you may belong to any part of the world. You may belong to any part of the world. If you want to enjoy the highest happiness, which is within you, which is the real happiness, you have to cleanse your mind. Again and again I say. So, the cleansing the mind, then how do you know that my mind is purified? Nobody will tell you, no doctor will tell you that your mind is pure. he may infer something. So how do you know? By yourself. Even Guru will not tell you how much practices you have to do for your experience of the self. So go ahead, be going on practicing. So in this context, I told you that what you are meditating on, you are reflecting on a particular deity or particular, say, the oneness of the Atman, etc., that you should be able to see in your waking state. Suppose you are meditating on a particular deity, that you should be able to see in everywhere, in all the times, because it is in your mind. I told the whole world is inside you, inside your mind. So when the mind is pure, then what you are meditating on, that you will be able to see everywhere. Till that this diversity will not be raided, will not be removed. So you should know by your own self that, and now we are talking the state of dream. And what connection it is having? Why I have to tell all these things? See, that is, you can see in your dream your progress. That is, how much you have purified your mind, what are the thoughts that are still lingering in your subconscious mind. All these things, you are the proof you can easily experience in your dreams. Where is my mind? Where is your mind? There you are, but not where you are sitting. So to know our own selves, that still what impressions I am carrying in my subconscious state, what are the rest of the impressions in my conscious state, how to remove these things, still I have to practice. That's why Swami Shivanji says, daily before going to bed, observe all these things. So, you are the proof for the purity of your mind. You need not go here and there and ask somebody. You are not going to ask early in the morning, knocking others' door, whether I am existing or not. Are you going to? You are existing, you are Atman. So identify that yourself. For that, these scriptures are giving the proof. So what is the connection between this subject and the subject matter I told? In the dream state, you can know how far your mind is purified. Both the minds, conscious mind or subconscious. So be careful while telling all your dreams to others. In 74, I was given a punishment in Ramakrishna Mission that my name was, of course, put up in the training centers list. Because some mistake happened, they removed. This year you will not be sent to the training. Training. Just you say, somebody find. So it was stopped. And what was the mistake? See, at that time, another brahmachari was there. He was more mischievous. So we were all taking bath in a something like pond, and many students were there in the students' home. We have done some work for the garden, and we were all were jumping into the pond. One fellow was not coming to jump with us. So just we have dragged him a little. And he got some injuries. He went and told the head of the center, and it was stopped. Only this was the mistake. And you see the fate. Just 15 days before, they wrote all good against me. All good. That he is like this, he is like this. So you have to take him. The headquarters told, we are not going to take him into training center after 1 year. No, no. And they have recommended my case strongly. And immediately after 15 days, a opposite report is going to them, to the headquarters. Then what they will think? The head is a madcap. The head of the ponty, the head of the center is a madcap. No. 15 days before you are writing about a particular person, recommending him, and again after 15 days you are telling all things against him. What is how the both daytime and darkness can stay in one place? Anyhow, it is they have to decide. So at that time, the secretary was asking me, what type of dreams you are getting? I just told her, I know this thing. If I tell a wrong thing, I will be caught. So just I told a lie. Oh, I see all good dreams. Bas. Come on. So you should be very careful. In waking state, it is all right. People have their own judgment. What they see inside, that they superimpose on you in the waking state. But when you tell about the dreams, your identity will go away. So be careful. Anyhow, that is because we see all the dreams, they are the impressions of our own mind, and they give our identity. So we can know where we are in our spiritual progress or whatever you may call it. That's why he says the dream should be identified with the Sutratman, Hiranyagarbha, Brahmaloka. Those who meditate, contemplate on Om with some motivated desires that I want to enjoy all the luxuries of Brahmaloka, or I want to go there and see. If they are having this type of desires, because of their deep meditation or concentration, they do go there. But they have to come back, no realization. But a man, an aspirant, who is struggling hard to experience his own Atman and is meditating on Om, but he is not having so much of understanding that Atman alone is real, I am no other than the Atman, that is Brahman, and this world is unreal. This type of understanding since he is not having, is meditating on Om and he will go to Brahmaloka. From there, that is called Krama Mukti. From there, he will be released. But you have to stay so many years there. Sahasriga Paryanta Maharyad Brahmano Viduhu. 4 lakhs, 43 lakhs 20,000 years for one Mahayuga. And like that is only 12 hours for Brahma. Morning 12 hours, evening 12 hours, that is multiplied by 2. And then 365 days per 1 year. Again multiply it with 360. And then Brahman is having 100 years. Again multiply. So see how many. So many years you have to stay there. Where from you are telling? From Shastras. Sahasriga Paryanta Maharyad Brahmano Viduhu. So, do it now. What I say, now or never. Do or die. Bas. Do whatever you want to do here itself. But don't postpone it. So yesterday also we told, be alert. What they say, knock the door, it shall be opened. Very easy. So go and knock. So, now and here, bas. Or you will never reach the goal. So, the dreams, they give you your identity. How far you have progressed. What is there in your mind, you can very easily understand. So, if somebody asks you, have you experienced your Atman? You can very easily tell. No, still so many dreams are coming. Mind is not purified. So I have not realized. Very simple answer. If you have experienced a pure mind, whatever you are meditating, that you are seeing everywhere, then you are realized. You can, with a full confirmation, with full faith, full courage, you can say, yes. You can confirm it. So this is all something about the dreams. Now further, Makara bhave prajnasya manasamanyam utkatam matra sampratipattau tu laya samanyam evacha. In the event of prajna being apprehended as identical with me, with ma, that is, when the identity of prajna with the letter ma is admitted, the common feature of being the measure is seen to be obvious, clear. And so too is the common feature of absorption. So, prajna, the individual identity, meditating on ma, the sound, you have identified it with prajna. And then what are the common features? He says measuring. What is this measuring? We measure some grains, other things, but he says measure. Measure. So what he is measuring? He is measuring your dream state as well as waking state. It just goes inside, in the sleep. Again it comes out. As if he is measuring. What is measuring? The dream state as well as waking state. When we want to measure a particular thing, we pour in it and we take it. So that is called measure. Measure is seen to be clear, he says. And so too is the common feature of absorption. Everything is absorbed in the causal state. The whole world, just before creation, it goes into its causal state. All the subtle bodies are there. So, you will not be able to see the subtle body of an individual when he is on his deathbed. Deathbed. He is dying. Simply you say he has died. What has left? At best you say prana. And with that, 5 pranas, organs also go away, mind also is going away. Those things you won't see. Again, that subtle body will be entering into some other thing and he will be taking again birth. That's why we see so many differences in this waking state because of their past actions. So what has left? The subtle body. That we are not able to see. So the combined subtle bodies is called Sutratman. But this combined subtle body has been created by Ishvara, who is having the illusion as the adjunct, is limited by the Maya. So that is the causal state. That is the form of the seed. A banyan seed is so small, and when you break it, you don't see anything inside. But such a big banyan tree comes out, spreading miles together. In the same way, everything in dissolution goes inside and again comes out. That is called causal state. Hiranyagarbha, Sutratman, then Ishvara. So too is the common features of absorption. This type of dissolution, many types are there, dissolution. Daily we go to sleep. And the creation, every day Brahma goes to sleep and he gets up. That is one type of dissolution. And when Brahma passes away after 100 years of his lifespan, then again there will be dissolution. And we are not bothered about these dissolutions. Then, what dissolution you want? We want to dissolve our ignorance. We want to get our knowledge. We want to dissolve all the ignorance. That is also is there. Then you will be in the light only knowledge. So, previously I told Mula Vidya. The ignorance which is the root cause for the life and death or birth and death. That we want to dissolve by getting knowledge. Whether Brahma is creating or somebody is creating, why we should bother? Whole thing. Let it go to dogs. The creation. I want to know myself. So this dissolution we want. That is, removing the root cause for the, now we can put on. the birth and death, all these things. So absorption or dissolution into the causal form. We want to go beyond the cause and effect. Here, A is dissolved into U into Ma, and Ma into Amatra. The waking state into the dream, dream into the sleeping state, sleep into the Atma. Only by dissolving the mind in the consciousness you can realize. You can experience your own consciousness. And now, here you have dissolved what? Waking into dream, dream into sleep, sleep into Atman. By that you are not going to realize, Hare, I have experienced an Atman. Nothing. So what you have to do? You have to dissolve the Virat into Sutratman, Sutratman into Ishvara, Ishvara into Brahman, and you should get the identity of the both as one. Then you are realized. So, simply in the limiting adjunct, that's why he says, superimpose the all pervasiveness. Difference is, you see, it is particular and the combined thing. So, if you identify yourself with the particular, it is limited. So you should have the unlimited identity. See? Then only one thing will be there. Otherwise, Atman is there, Brahman is there, I am the Brahman, I am the Atman. Like this it will be going on. Two things are not there. Only one thing is there.
So the process will be at first individual absorption and then combine.
Into the, no, at a time. At a time you have to do. What I told, when you utter the letter A, you identify it with Vishwa, the waking state. That you identify with the Virat. In that line you have to meditate. Then at a time, the combined will be dissolved in Brahman. And only one thing is there. Because already you have, see your identity you have dissolved. In Vishwa, Tejas and Pragyan, that into Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara. So, in the beginning he told, by telling the name and form, name is prominent, in the beginning form is not prominent. And again, through species, form is prominent and name is subsidiary. That is why he says, name is not different from the form. Name and forms are one. And now what you are doing, you are taking all the names, Auma, Vishwatejas Prajna, and the forms also you are meditating, and this name and form you are dissolving in the one Brahman. The Brahman is beyond name and form, your Atman is beyond name and form. It is there. So, Previously told, asti bhati priyam nama rupam. A thing is existing. We know about a thing and it gives happiness to somebody or other. That is the portion of Brahman in everything. A thing is existing, we see it, and it gives happiness. But at the same time, it is having a name and form. It is a book, it is having a name. These things will dissolve, name and form, it changes. But those things are not changing. What? The existence, the knowledge, and the bliss. So that is Brahman, that is real, and this is unreal. Your own body never exists for a long time. Hard to talk of other things. Huh? Do you think you will live for 1,000 years? Huh? Or we cannot beat out Tailinga Swami, who stayed for 280 or 90 years. So our existence is not permanent, transitory, ephemeral, changing. So what is real in you? You have to identify with that. That is consciousness. That is there. We see in the dreams. We experience it in the sleeping state. I slept well, I don't know anything. You are very near to that consciousness. You cannot say that it is not there. What are the instruments you are having for an experience? Let me know. What are the instruments to experience some knowledge you are having? Huh? Mind and senses. Do you think these things are there in your sleep? Are they working? Not working. If they start working, you won't get sleep. Huh? If you are going on imagining something, oh, how to do this, how to do this, how to do that, you will be on the bed, but you won't get sleep. Or you are seeing something, you are hearing something, then also sleep you will not get. So, more body and mind and senses are the instruments to grasp or experience something in waking and dream. But these two things are not there in your sleep. Then how you are experiencing? Something beyond your mind is there who is experiencing. That is the consciousness. That is yourself. I slept well, I don't know anything.
So what is the difference between Pragya and
Huh?
what is the difference between Pragya and Ishvara?
Prajna is the individual identity.
But you don't experience individuality.
After waking up, you are experiencing. Huh? After waking up, you are telling, I slept well, I don't know anything. So the same fellow is sleeping, the same fellow is waking, the same fellow is dreaming. No difference. That's why you say, I slept well. You are identifying with the I. So the Prajna and Vishwa and Tejas are one. One experience. That is Atman. So there, the Ishvara and Hiranyagarbha and Virat. In dissolution, that's why we don't see anything. Everything has become subtler and subtler. Isn't it? So, you dissolve all the states in Atman and you dissolve all the combined states, the Virat, Hiranyagarbha and Ishvara in Brahman, and identify the Atman is Brahman and that I am. I am that I am. Who said? I am that I am? Moses. So, don't forget. Somehow or other, do something and experience your own consciousness. For that, this life is given.
This is a form of Laya Chintana.
Laya Chintana.
So there is a doubt here.
Hmm.
It comes again and again. The Vishwa identifies with the letter A,
Ah.
and then it identifies with Virat.
Virat.
But after it identifies with Virat, does it merge Virat into Nirguna Brahman? This is the question.
Not directly.
Not directly.
Ah. Because you see, the grass becomes the subtle and subtle becomes the cause, and then the cause dissolves. So, but when your mind is pure and concentrated, even while waking, you can see the consciousness everywhere. Two conditions. Mind should be concentrated and it should be pure. Sthita prajna ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava prajatita kama sarvan parthamana atmanyeva atmana, he says. Are, where from two selves you got? Prajatita kama sarvan parthamana atmanyeva atmana atmanya eva atmana tustaha. That is through self. You are identifying or say you are experiencing the self. Through self experience the self. Our two selves will be there. One, the Atmana is false identified. Falsely identified self should be identified with the real self. Atmanyev atmana tustaha. See? So the false identification is there in the waking state, dream and other places. So, you should go step by step. All of a sudden, you cannot jump onto the terrace. Steps are necessary. And each step is necessary. You have to cross over each step. Then only you will go to. So, this grass, and then there will be a doubt how the grass dissolves in the subtle. For that, he is going to tell. Day before yesterday, I told in the lecture also, Jagrat avastha mithya drishyatva swapnavat. The waking state is unreal because you are the seer. As you see this dream, I am not the part, I am seeing the part. This much. You have created all your creation, dreams. You are the seer and you say the dream is not. Here also you are the seer, you are the witness. You are witness of your body, you are witness of your mind, you are witness of the world. Only thing is, here we forget. By we identify ourselves with the body, the gross body. In my last talks, previous talks, I told that we are experiencing the consciousness even in our waking state. How? Anybody remembers? We are experiencing the consciousness even in our waking state. For that, two examples I gave from Brudharanyaka. Do you remember? Aham Vaiswanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita. When you close your ears, you hear a peculiar sound as if fire is burning inside. What is this fire? Fire has come from the air has come from the space has come from the Atman. That fire is there. Atmana Akasha Sambhuta Akashadvai Vayu Ragni. So, if you put here the milk, just now milk from the cow, as it is you brought it and put here. If I ask you, butter is there, what is your answer? Just now you have milked a cow and you brought the milk and kept here. What I have asked, butter is there in the milk or not? What is your answer? In subtle form. Butter is there, but you have to make yogurt and churn it and take it out. So, but what you are seeing the milk. In the same way, you are seeing the fire. So, fire is the gross form. What is the subtle form? The consciousness. See? And then another thing I told. If you touch a living body, you feel little warm. Where from this warmth has come? From prana, you say. Again the same process. The Atman has become the space has become prana. So when you touch, you see the warmth, you feel the warmth of Atman in another form, in a modified form, not as it is. So, connect everything, whatever you see, with the consciousness. Easy way to concentrate. Yes, existence is there. I am seeing that. It is useful for somebody or else. You think. Nothing is waste in this world. Because Brahman is everywhere. Amantaram aksharam nas. There is not a single letter without a mantra. Amulam aushadam nasti. You take any leaf, anything, some sort of medicine is there. Medicine. Medicine is there. Ayogya purusho nasti. Not even a useless person is there in this whole world. Everybody is useful for something or other. So, yojakastata durlabha. Where is what to identify you have to do. What is their medicine in this particular leaf? And what are the good qualities this person is having? With this particular letter, what I have to do? So, everything is useful in this world. Nothing is a waste. In India, you see, they take all the garbage and out of that they wanted to make some gas and fuel they wanted to prepare. Eh? They separate it, recycle some of the things and do something is going on. Why? Why a wasting is not there? Because the existence of Brahman, everything, whatever you take, it is existing, you are seeing it, and it is useful in one way or other for somebody or other. But the name and form changes. A changing thing is never permanent. That is the world. So, if you are alert, if you do little discrimination, it is very easy to identify with your own self and to remove the illusory world. So, always, that is why Shankara says, Adi Shankara, Shankaracharya, the great master, vichara, discrimination, do it. You will be saved from the cycle of birth and death. Makaratve prajnasya miti layo utkrishte samanya ityartha. Prajna is identified with the letter Ma. Measure and absorption are the fine common features. That is the idea. Now he is going further. Trishu dhamasu yattulyam samanyam veti nischitaha sapujya sarvabhutanam vandaschaiva mahamunihi. He who knows conclusively the common similarities in the three states, Trishu dhamasu yattulyam, that it is pervading and he is equal in all these things and he is the cause for all these things, the common features. Who knows conclusively the common similarities in the three states become worthy of worship and adoration by all beings, and is also a great sage. See, who knows conclusively, he knows the similarities and identifies with the consciousness. Now, we say the name and form and all the process we have already told. This dissolving process and he says conclusively, that is, that what is the conclusion? The world is unreal, Atman alone is real, and I am that. That is the conclusion. Otherwise, how can you call him a sage? And how can he be worshipped by all? Everybody cannot be a Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi, everybody cannot be a Ramana Maharshi to get the worship from all the persons. So, see, in the mental state, to know the things is very easy. You can understand. But understanding and identifying and to have the conclusive ideas, conclusive experience is more necessary. That's why he says so. That everything is unreal and Atman alone is real. Like that conclusively he knows. Yathokta stanatreye yastulyam muktam samanyam va iti evameva etaditi nischito yaha. That's why the commentator says, He who knows conclusively the common similarities in the three states spoken of above, as it is truly so, because a knower of Brahman in the world, he becomes a knower of the Brahman in the world and worshipped and adored. He has dissolved all the things and what he has dissolved in names and forms and identified himself with the base or the support, and he got the jump of self-experience. That he says here, यथोक्तैः सामान्यैः आत्मपादानां मात्राभिषय एकत्वं कृत्वा यथोंकार प्रतिपद्य यो ध्यायति तं. Him who, having resorted to Om, meditates by identifying the quarters of the self with the letter Om by means of the common features spoken of above. So again he is telling the process. Akaro naite viswam mukaraschapi taijasam makarasya punaprajnam na matre vidyate gatihi. The three states you are dissolving, and in the fourth state, that is the end. That is the means. There you not dissolve anything. So, tasya prana ihaiva priliyante na tasya prana utkramanti. The man who has identified with the self-consciousness and experienced it, his subtle body, gross body is left here itself. It having so many subtle elements, all the subtle elements dissolve in their cause. These are effects. Tattva Bodha we have dealt elaborately, that the mind is formed with the combined subtle elements of sattvic nature. So it goes to them. In that way, subtle body also dissolves. He has removed the causal thing, ignorance here itself. So, just like the space of the pot, after breaking the pot, becomes one with the outside space. So, akaro naiti, the letter A leads to Vishwa, and the letter U to Taijasa, again the letter Ma to Prajna. For the one who is free from the letters, there is no attainment. That is, he has dissolved. So, where he has dissolved? In his own self. That's why he says, Akaro naite viswam prapayati. By meditating on the sound A, he has identified with the combined gross bodies, Virat. Akaralambana onkar vidwan Vaiswanaro bhavati, becomes Vaiswanara. Ukaras taijasam, that is again Hiranyagarbha. Makara prajnam. Cha sabdan naite ityanvartate kshinetu makare bija bhava kshayat amatra onkare gatin na vidyate. So, amatra, there is no quarters. The turiya is the fourth one. With an imagination it has been told to understand. But on that, the three states are superimposed. That alone is real. Superimposition is unreal. Vishwa is attained through the letter A, meaning he who knows Om is mainly resting on A becomes Vaiswanara. The letter U leads him to Tejasa and the letter Ma to Prajna by the usage of the word Cha, and the verb leads, Gati, becomes understood. That is, he has understood. But since the causal state ceases to be when M2 vanishes, the causal state is meditating on Ma. He says that also vanished. So there is no cause, there is no effect. What is there? That is there. At that time, no speech. The knower and the known and the knowing process is dissolved. What is there? That is there. That is your own self. You are in your own self. There remains no attainment whatsoever for the one who is free from letters. So, after dissolving, everything merges into Ma, as described above, which is the causal state. But when Ma, the causal state, too dissipates, everything becomes merged into Brahman. That is why it is said, Amatra. One who is free from matras, there remains no more goal to be attained. So after dissolving the three states, when the identity of the body, mind and the identity of the whole world is dissolved, only one thing is Brahmananda. So, meditate, deep contemplation of the sound Om, dissolving everything. See, as soon as you utter 3-4 times, then itself you will be getting some peace. Mind becomes calm. Why? The prolonged pronunciation is concentrating your mind. It is concentrating your mind. And you are getting away from the world and body identification. That's why you feel. This is a process for concentration.
That's why.
Huh?
That's why what?
That is why it is a process, you see, it is removed. See, when you chant the Om in a prolonged pronunciation, uttering, first thing, your mind is getting concentrated. And then mind loses its identity with the body as well as outer world. That's why you feel a sort of peace. Just 4-5 times you utter and see, mind gets concentrated. There remains no more goal to be attained. So, only negation and negation. Everything. Negate and be in your own self. Now comes the Upanishad, the 8th mantra. अमात्रस चतुर्थो अव्यवहारे प्रपंचोपशम शिवो अद्वैतम एवं ओंकार आत्मा एव संविशति आत्मना आत्मानम एवं वेद. Which is without letters or parts is the 4th. Beyond apprehension through ordinary means, cessation of phenomenal world, auspiciation and non-dual. Thus, Om is certainly the self. He who knows thus enters the self by self. Again he said, self by self, Atman Atman. The first self is identity with the body and mind. That is it. Is all. Now, he says, amatra, that is, all the objects are the forms, and all the sounds is A or Om. So the Om sound is identified with the name, and that name is having a form. So all the objects in the world are identified with the form. Name is not different from the form. See? Abhidhana abhidheya. That's why he says, when you dissolve everything, only amatra. And that is the fourth, he says. Fourth in the sense, the fourth quarter. That is Atman, identified with the Brahman. And he says, avyavaharya. He says, no speech, no mind, no object. Only with these things we do all the dealings of the relative world. So, no relative world, no mind. Mind is dissolved. Speech also is dissolved. Everything is. That's why he says, avyavaharya. Prapanchopasamaha. And again he says, that the whole world has dissolved. So just we have started. Much explanation is there behind this. This we'll try to do tomorrow. Last mantra of the Upanishad. After this only karikas and karikas. So the speed will be increasing. Because the explanation of this is agama, that is the scripture. So first, to scripture we have established. Now, after this, through logic, we establish the same points. So that will be easy.